Well, this may sound kind of strange, but among the seniors, is there any boy who's sort of a tough customer, maybe a braggart, possibly a loner, hates authority?
Every high school has kids like the one you described. Tell me more.
Well, he'd be fascinated with firearms, probably owns some, and he'd have been at this school since his freshman year.
What has this person done?
And the person I'm looking for has been taking pot shots in an apartment house about 6 blocks from here. And last night, a resident was killed by a shot that came from outside.
Oh, my Lord.
And we think the shooter's been sniping at the same building around this same time for the past 3 years.
And you think he's one of our students?
Well, not necessarily. I'm just beginning my investigation. I assume the guy was just doing it for kicks, like kids paint their names on rocks and fences.
As you were describing this person, I must admit one name came to mind. He's 18, been in and out of trouble all the time he's been here, which is 3 years.
Well, if he's in school today, I'd like to have a chat with him.
And that's just it. Brad didn't come to school today. I can give you his home address. His name is Brad Kosick.
I was sick this morning.
You look pretty healthy now.
I heal fast. What do you want?
I just want to ask what you did last night.
You're not a cop. I don't have to tell you squat.
Where were you last night, Brad?
With some friends.
What were you doing with your friends?
Nothing.
Riding around?
What do you care?
Understand you own a rifle, is that right?
Maybe.
You a pretty good shot?
Fair. Look, I didn't shoot anyone if that's what this is about.
Well, what kind of a rifle is it? Hunting rifle? Maybe a nice little .22?
It's an army rifle. An .03 Springfield, 30 caliber. A real man's gun.
Does a real man shoot at buildings?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about someone who's been shooting holes in an apartment house 6 blocks from here, and last night one of his shots killed a man, and the police have the slug.
That's bull.
Afraid not.
Well, it wasn't me. I didn't do it, and I got friends who can tell you where I was.
Despite his denials, it's clear that Brad Kosick's a bit shaken by the news I give him. At 5:45, I call Nick Bolano from Mr. Lubin's telephone and tell him where I've been.
Yeah, could have been from a Springfield, but the lab says the slug was so chewed up that they can't be sure. Now, Harry, I appreciate what you're doing, but if it should turn out that this kid is the one we're looking for, you've just given him a chance to run. Did you ever think of that?
Yeah, I thought of that. And maybe it was too hasty of me to confront the kid the way I did, when I did. But what's done is done, and I decided to call it a day. So I leave the Tangiers and walk to my car. And as I do, I notice Dr. Berner just locking up the medical building where he has his office. So I walk across Dora Street to say goodnight.
You're still on the job, Mr. Nile?
Yeah, well, I'm about ready to pack it in for the night. Looks like you're the last one to leave.
Yes, the other doctor and the dentist already left, but I had a little straightening up to do. Well, tell me, are they any closer to finding the sniper than they were this morning?
Well, not really. They'll probably be talking with a kid from high school who could be a suspect.
You know, that's what I've been thinking. A high school kid looking for a thrill. Probably shot at the building from his car and drove away. No way in the world they can trace him. You know, with things the way they are now, we've been thinking about having a burglar alarm installed in the clinic.
It'd be a good idea, especially if you keep drugs on hand.
Absolutely. We're definitely going to look into it. Well, I'm getting a late start for home. I hope we'll see you again, Mr. Nile.
The doctor gets into his big Imperial, and I start back across the street. And then, you know how your memory suddenly plays back something that happened only a moment before? I don't remember the doctor actually locking the door. He had his keys out, but he turned away from the door when we started talking, and he forgot he hadn't locked it. So I head back across the street once more and up the steps to the clinic's front door, like a Boy Scout about to do a good deed. The door and the windows of the waiting room are all glass, so I can see the furniture, the lamps, the reception desk, and the magazines on the coffee table. I turn the doorknob and the door opens. It's one of those doorknobs you can lock from inside just by pushing a button in the center, and I almost do that. Then I glance at those magazines. Field and Stream, American Sportsman, Guns and Ammo. Ooh, someone in this little clinic must really enjoy guns. Which doesn't mean a thing, except why not check out the rest of the building? I figure I'm about ready to break the law anyway just by being inside, so I visit the doctor's offices, speak into the labs, even pull open a few closed doors, and one of them opens into a stairway. A stairway? In a one-story building? The attic has a steeply pitched roof with a dormer window in the front, the side that faces Doris Street. I start back down the narrow stairway when I hear a door close downstairs, so I scramble back up into the attic and over to the window. Down on the street, parked right in front, is a long, dark Imperial. Dr. Berner has come back to lock up. If Dr. Berner notices I left the door to the attic stairs open, he could climb up and then I hear him start up those stairs. The only spot I could hide is where the slanting roof meets the attic floor. It's dark there, and unless he turns on a light, he might not see me. I'm lying there among some boxes, trying not to breathe as he goes over to the window.
Ah, here it is, just as I left it. Come on, baby, come to Papa. Our work is done.
And he picks something up that was lying under the window. It's a rifle. A big one, with a telescopic sight. He turns around and heads back to the stairway and down the steps. In a few moments, I hear him close and lock the waiting room door, and I see him open the trunk of the Imperial, place the rifle inside, close the trunk lid, and drive away.
Where did you say you are?
Dr. Berner's office. Listen to me, Nick. Get the plate number for his car. It's an Imperial sedan. When they find it, have them open the trunk. They'll find the rifle that shot up the apartment house and killed Elmo Waters. You got that?
Now, wait a darn minute.
We can't wait. I don't know where he's going, but he's either going to hide that gun or throw it into the bay.
Will you please tell me why a doctor would shoot at a building?
Because he wants to buy that building for pennies on the dollar. And the best way to do that is to scare all the tenants out. Look, after he drove away, I went into his office and found correspondence between Elliot Berner and the architect who's drawn the plans for a big new medical center on the same lot where the Tangiers now stands. Berner's behind these offers to buy out Lubin so he can demolish the apartment house and build the medical center.
Well, I'm going to take your word for all this.
Yeah, now you can release the Kosick kid.
No, I don't think so.
Well, how come?
Because your hunch was right. He confessed to shooting at the Tangiers for the past 2 Halloweens, just for the heck of it. He was going to do it again this year until someone beat him to it. So when you told him one of the shots killed a man, he was afraid to be blamed for that too. I checked his alibi, and he wasn't anywhere near the Tangiers when Walters was killed. He copped a malicious mischief, discharging a firearm in the city, and property damage. But someone else fired that fatal shot.
Berner figured whoever had been shooting at the building would also be blamed for the shooting he did.
Well, thanks for your help, Harry.
Anytime, Nick.
Harry Nile Investigations, Murphy speaking.
You getting hungry, Murph?
Harry, where are you? Why haven't you called?
Well, I've been in the doctor's office for the last half hour.
The Adventures of Harry Nile.
Your name, please?
Harry Nile.
One moment, sir. Mrs. Packard, this is Mr. Elmore at the desk. There's a gentleman here to see you, a Mr. Nile. Very good, madam. Thank you. Mrs. Packard is expecting you. Her suite is number 500. The elevator is on your right, sir.
Okay, thanks. The call that brings me to the residential hotel called the Vine Maple gives me a chance to see the inside of Seattle's most exclusive flophouse for the wealthy. It was built in 1929 as an expensive lodge for well-heeled tourists. But the Great Depression created a shortage of tycoons, and by 1935, its Art Deco lobby and suites were badly in need of refurbishing. About that time, a group of Seattle investors dusted off some of their money and bought the place, restored it to its former glory, and the Vine Maple survived the war to become the nesting place for local plutocrats or their widows. One of those widows had phoned me to, as she put it, investigate my suitability for a delicate job she needed done. I was summoned to her suite on the top floor of the building, expecting to be met by a maid or a butler. But instead, the door to Suite 500 was opened by Mrs. Packard herself in a shimmering floor-length satin hostess gown.
Mr. Nile, I'm Estelle Packard. It's so nice of you to come over. Won't you come in?
Thanks.
Can I get you something to drink?
No, thanks. I'm fine.
I thought we'd be more comfortable out on the lanai. It's such a lovely afternoon. Are you sure you won't have something? Iced tea?
No. She leads me through a formal dining room with a massive chandelier and a carpet deep enough to lose small children in, and out through French doors to a balcony awash in potted plants. She closes the doors and we settle into a pair of patio chairs.
I practically live out here on nice days.
I don't blame you. It's very elegant.
Now, I'm going to count on your discretion, Mr. Nile. For what I'm going to tell you must never be repeated. Do I have your word on that?
Of course.
Well, then I'll speak candidly. I have a sister, Inez, who is married to a man named Carlos Gorman. She has a son named Sherwood. Sherwood is not yet 20, but he's already made a number of poor choices in his young life, which have led him into some serious trouble.
How serious?
He's fallen in with hoodlums, and recently he stole some valuable things from his parents' home. When they confronted him about it, he said he needed another $1,000 to pay off a gambling debt. Can you imagine? At 19. And when they refused him, he bolted from the house. They thought he'd be back in time for dinner, but 2 days have gone by with no word from him, and then came the ransom demand. He's been kidnapped.
Wow. Was it a letter?
No. It was a phone call. One of this gang said they had Sherwood, and if we didn't pay them $10,000, we'd never see him again, alive.
You know, I think your best move is to let the police handle this.
Oh, and let the papers get wind of it? Oh, no. Under no circumstances. We don't want notoriety. We want Sherwood back home, which is why I took it upon myself to seek help privately.
But you're his aunt. Why aren't his parents doing this?
Because, as his aunt, I can deal with the problem more objectively than emotionally. Now, those are the facts. Do you think you can find my nephew?
Well, I'm going to need to talk to your sister and her husband. Which one of them took the ransom call?
Carlos did. But they can't handle much more stress, I fear, for their health as it is. So keep that in mind when you talk to them.
She gives me the Gorman's address, and I leave the penthouse armed with a photo of Sherwood and a $100 retainer. The Gormans live in West Seattle, in an older house with a view of the harbor and the city. There's a for sale sign in the parking strip with a sold sign pasted over it.
Yes?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Inez Gorman.
Yes?
Well, my name's Harry Nile. I'm a private investigator.
Oh, my lord. Is it about Sherwood?
Well, yes and no. You see, your sister, Mrs. Packard, hired me, and I need to hear all you can tell me about the situation.
Oh, yes, she told us she was going to hire someone. Oh, won't you come in? Oh, forgive the mess. We're moving. Please just sit anywhere you can find a spot.
Mrs. Packard said Sherwood stole some things of yours and asked you to give him $1,000. You want to tell me about that? What did he take?
My silver tea service. Wednesday morning, I went into the dining room, and it was gone. Carlos was furious. Carlos is my husband. When Sherwood came home that night, Carlos told him to return the silver or get out of the house. And he chose to get out. Naturally, we expected him to be back in a few hours, but that was the last time we saw him.
And where's Sherwood during the day, usually?
Oh, he's in junior college, but he hasn't been in class for 3 days. We checked.
I see. Can you tell me about the ransom demand?
Well, Carlos took the call. They told him that if we don't leave $10,000 at a certain spot, we'll never see Sherwood again.
What certain spot?
Oh, Carlos wouldn't tell me. He said the fewer people who know, the safer Sherwood will be.
And when did this call come in?
This morning about 8:15 or so. I called Estelle, and she said we should sit tight, and she'd make the arrangements for a private detective.
Okay, now I've got to ask you, do you have $10,000?
Well, yes. Well, Carlos has gone to the bank to get it. He'll be back any time.
All right, I need to talk with him. Would you mind if I waited for him?
Oh, of course not. Make yourself comfortable. Well, that is, if you can put up with this jumble of furniture and boxes.
Yeah. Where are you folks moving to?
Oh, we haven't quite decided yet.
Mrs. Gorman excuses herself and goes into another room where I can hear her wrapping and packing. Me? I stand at the living room window and look out on the city across the bay, wondering why in the world they would want to move from this great spot, unless they have to move for some reason. And then I hear the front door.
Inez, there's a car in our driveway. You know anything about it?
It belongs to a detective. He's in the living room.
A detective? There's a detective here?
Yes, Estelle hired him. Mr. Nile, this is my husband, Carlos.
Harry Nile, Mr. Gorman. I'm sorry to meet you under these circumstances.
Yes, so am I.
Carlos, did you get the...
Yes. It's locked in the trunk of the car. I'll need a shopping bag to put it in.
Oh, I'll see if we have one.
Now, Mr. Nile, I have to say I'm not comfortable having a detective mixed up in this. The kidnapper warned me not to call the police or we'd never see Sherwood again. So, I'm sorry, but I don't think we should be talking to each other.
Well, one, I'm not the police. I'm a private investigator. And two, outside of you and your wife and your sister-in-law, nobody will know I'm working on this. Now, I've got to ask you some questions about that phone call. What time did it come in?
Just a little after 8 this morning.
What was the voice like?
Young, sort of tough, but nervous. He said if I want to see Sherwood alive again, I'm to leave the money at a certain spot.
What spot?
Oh, I'm not going to tell you that. He said if I bring the police or anyone else, Sherwood will be dead. Look, I appreciate what you're doing, but that might be him. Yes? Who? Yeah, that's right. Oh, I see. No, nothing's wrong. No, everything's normal. Well, we're going to Reno to do a little gambling, that's all. Yep. No, not at all. Yes, thanks for your concern, Mr. Parker. Goodbye. That was Mr. Parker at the bank. He's suspicious about why I drew out so much money in small denominations. I had to tell him something.
Sounds like you've got a conscientious banker.
Excuse me, but may I say something? Mr. Nile, please tell my sister that this is something that we have to do alone. Maybe she'll take it from you. We haven't been able to convince her that it'll put my son's life in danger if we don't follow the kidnapper's orders exactly.
Well, sure. I guess I'd feel the same way. But say, there's just one other favor I'd like to ask you. Can I take a look at Sherwood's room?
Oh, I don't know.
I'll show it to you, Mr. Nile. It's upstairs.
It's a kid's room. Banners on the wall, posters, photos of football players, a closet with more clothes on the floor than on hangers, dresser drawers with ticket stubs, cigarettes, a beat-up copy of Esquire, and some sports magazines. Nothing unusual. I'd like to do a thorough search for anything about the gang he runs with, but Mrs. Gorman is waiting in the doorway with her arms folded, so I wrap it up and we go back downstairs.
Exactly what were you looking for up there?
Well, frankly, I don't know. But whatever it was, I didn't find it. Now, when are you supposed to deliver the cash?
10 o'clock tonight.
10 o'clock. Okay. Are you sure you couldn't tell me where the drop point is? I mean, I could stake it out, I could...
No. He was very explicit. If he suspects any kind of a trap, he says he'll kill Sherwood. I'm telling you, Mr. Nile, just leave it alone.
Oh, one more thing. Mr. Gorman, what time do you leave for work in the morning?
What time? 7:30 usually. Why do you ask?
But this morning you just happened to still be at home when the phone call came in a little after 8?
Yeah, I was running late this morning, yes.
Well, I wish you all the luck in the world, folks. When I leave the Gorman place, I decide not to report back to Mrs. Packard right away. Instead, I start looking for a spot where I can park out of sight and watch their house. Just down the street is a bungalow with grass a foot high in the yard and rank vegetation shielding the driveway from the street. It's perfect. I pull into the driveway and park. I can just see Carlos Gorman's Chrysler sedan from my hiding place. For almost an hour, I sit there, writing notes on things I've heard from Mrs. Packard, her sister, and her brother-in-law. And then I look up and the Chrysler's gone. It isn't in Gorman's driveway anymore.
Oh, Mr. Nile, did you forget something?
Well, I was just curious. I noticed your husband's car is gone.
Oh, he went to get gas. He said the tank was low and he didn't want to risk running out of gas tonight.
Is the ransom money still in the trunk of the car?
Yes, we haven't touched it.
So your husband is driving around with $10,000 in cash in the trunk of his car. That's not too wise, Mrs. Gorman. If anything should happen to that money, it could be bad news for your son. Now, I know Mr. Gorman would never do anything to put his own son in more danger, but I like to be on the safe side.
Well, as soon as he gets back, I'll tell him you were concerned. Oh, look, here he comes now. You can tell him yourself.
So now the Chrysler is back in the driveway, and I feel like a fool for making a mystery out of it. It's 6:30 now, and I still have to report to my client, Mrs. Packard, and tell her essentially that her sister and brother-in-law want her to back off, which will automatically throw me off the case and out of a job. It's 7:05 when I get to the lobby of the Vine Maple Apartments and get the man on duty at the desk to clear me to ride the elevator to the 5th floor.
Yes, sir?
Harry Nile to see Mrs. Packard. The guy at the desk downstairs just phoned her.
One moment, please.
The maid acts so proper I think I can see a halo around her head, but it turns out to be a white nurse's cap. In something under a minute, she's back.
Thank you for waiting. Mrs. Packard will see you now. This way, please. Mr. Harry Nile.
Thank you, Millicent. You may go. Now, Mr. Nile, what do you have for me?
Well, I've been to your sister's house, talked with her and her husband.
Yes, I know all of that. Go on.
Well, the kidnapper told Mr. Gorman he'd deal with him and no one else. In other words, the Gormans don't want anyone else involved in any way, or they're afraid of what the kidnappers will do to Sherwood.
That unspeakable swine. Go on.
Well, 10 o'clock tonight, Mr. Gorman is to deliver a shopping bag containing $10,000 to the kidnapper, but he wouldn't tell me where the drop-off point is.
And does Carlos have the $10,000?
He went to the bank this morning.
And how do you propose to stop this outrage and rescue my nephew?
Well, I'll follow Mr. Gorman to where he drops off the money, and when the kidnapper picks it up, I'll follow him and get Sherwood back. But Mr. Gorman mustn't know about my plan. It would just make him more nervous than he is already.
And is this a dangerous plan, Mr. Nile?
It could be.
Will you be carrying a gun?
Yes.
Good. I hope you will use it on the kidnapper. Shoot him where it hurts the most, after you rescue my nephew.
Back to my office. It's pushing 8 o'clock now, and I haven't had my dinner. But somehow, I'm not hungry. It might have to do with what I'm going to be facing in 2 more hours. I feel lonely. Now, I don't feel quite so lonely. Harry Nile.
Oh, good. You're there. What's happened with the kidnapping?
Well, the ransom will be paid at 10 o'clock tonight, and the police are not invited.
Where will it be?
I don't know yet.
How much is the ransom?
10 grand, but he won't have it long.
Harry, are you going to be there?
Sure. Wouldn't miss it for the world.
But you don't know where it's going now.
Nope. Only know when.
You will be careful, won't you?
Always, Murphy.
Do me a favor. Call me when it's over.
5 after 8. It's only about a 15-minute drive from Pioneer Square to the Gorman's house in West Seattle, but I want to take up my position early. At about 8:30, I drive past the Gorman place, and the Chrysler is still there. So I continue down the street to where I parked before, but this time I back the car to the driveway so I can drive straight out when Carlos leaves to make the drop. So I'm sitting there in the fading light, keeping my eyes on the Gorman's house, when suddenly someone comes out of their front door and starts toward the street. I'm too far away to recognize him, but he turns and walks down the sidewalk in my direction. He's wearing a raincoat, which is strange since it's still warm outside, and a baseball cap. And then he's crossing the street, heading straight for my car. I slip my hand into my pocket and ease the safety off my gun because I don't have a clue what's going to happen next. But as he reaches the driveway where I'm parked, I recognize who it is. It's not a man. It's Inez Gorman. She walks right up and motions for me to open the door. Mrs. Gorman, what are you doing?
I have to talk to you.
Okay, well, get in. How did you know I was out here?
I talked on the phone with my sister, and she told me what you're planning. But then I saw you drive by our house and park here.
Oh, fine. And I suppose now your husband knows I'm going to be following him when he drops off the money?
No, I didn't tell him. Mr. Nile, I want to ride with you tonight.
Not a chance.
Sherwood is my son, and I want to be there when we get him back.
Mrs. Gorman, nobody knows what's going to happen tonight. Not you, not your husband, not me. There's no point in putting yourself in danger.
I need to be there.
Well, then why don't you ride with your husband?
You know why. His instructions were he had to come alone, or we'd never see Sherwood again.
Where does he think you are right now?
Taking a walk, I told him the tension was too much and I needed to get out of the house for a breath of air, which happens to be true.
Okay. Well, since you're here, there are a couple of things I want to ask you.
Yes?
Why was your husband late leaving for work this morning?
I don't know. Nothing special. It took us a little longer to have breakfast, which was partly my fault. We were out of bread and I had to whip up some pancakes. Carlos likes a big breakfast.
Where was he when he got the call from the kidnapper? Did he take it in the kitchen?
No. We took it on the other phone, the one in the hall.
You didn't happen to pick up the extension in the kitchen?
No. I just assumed it was a business call. Why?
All right, let me ask you another question. Why did you sell your house without another one to move into?
We had a chance to get a very good price for our house, and we're planning to rent for a few months while we take time to find another house to buy.
And when do you get the money from the sale?
Oh, we got it last week.
Is that where Carlos got the money to pay the ransom?
No. He took that from our joint savings account.
He had $10,000 in the bank?
Well, we did. Most of it comes from a family trust.
His family?
No, mine.
I see. How long have you two been married?
It'll be 4 years next month. Carlos is my second husband. Sherwood's father was killed in a plane crash back in 1950. He was an airline pilot. Oh, listen, Mr. Nile, I'd better get back to the house. Will you pick me up when you begin to follow Carlos? Please?
Against every instinct I've got, I finally agree to take her along. But the way everything came down, in a strange way, it might have been for the best. At 9:30 that night, Carlos Gorman walks out of his house, gets in his car, backs out, and drives away. A few seconds later, Inez Gorman leaves the house and runs toward my car. The towering tail fins on Gorman's Chrysler make it easy to follow him as he heads down to Admiral Way. I figure he'll pull onto Harbor Island and leave the bag of money someplace there. But I'm wrong. He sails right past the turnoff and then pulls into the parking lot of a log cabin with neon beer signs at every window. I stay back at the edge of the lot as he parks in a stall up by the tavern.
What's he going to do in there? Could that be where he's supposed to meet the kidnapper?
I doubt it. He didn't take the shopping bag out of the trunk. Maybe he stopped to use the phone. That might be the deal. He calls the kidnapper and tells him he's got the money and he's on his way. We wait a good 15 minutes for him to come out. Then I decide to get out of the car and see if I can see him at the bar or in one of the booths. Yeah, he's sitting at the bar, drinking, laughing, not a care in the world. So I go back to my car and tell Inez what I saw, and then we both turn our heads and look at the hind end of the big gold Chrysler. And she dives into her purse and comes up with a plastic key case. It's her set of car keys. I'm wondering what kind of a fool would leave $10,000 in the trunk of his car while he downs a drink in a bar. $10,000 that's supposed to ransom the life of his son. All right, his stepson. I stick the key in the trunk lock. The trunk's big enough to rent out, but except for the spare tire, it's empty. No shopping bag full of cash.
Is it still there? Where is it? What did he do with it?
I don't know.
What do we do, Mr. Nile? Go in and confront him?
No. We wait for him to come out and see where he goes.
What about Sherwood? You don't think...
Our best chance of finding him is through your husband. He's the one who set up this bogus kidnapping. He's probably the only one who knows where Sherwood is.
Well, let's call the police. Isn't it time to call the police?
Wait a minute. He's coming out. Get back in the car. Carlos backs the Chrysler out of the lot and gets back on the street. I let another car in between us, then stay back as far as I dare without losing sight of him. It looks like he's heading for the Alaska Way viaduct that runs above Seattle's waterfront.
I should have listened to Estelle. She was against my marrying Carlos. She never liked him.
How about telling me how Carlos and Sherwood get along?
Oh, Sherwood never really accepted him. He wouldn't call him Dad. He thought I was being unfaithful to the memory of his father. And Carlos barely tolerated Sherwood when he was acting out like teenagers do.
The chase continues across the viaduct through the Battery Street Tunnel and north onto Highway 99. Carlos is obeying the speed laws to the letter. He crosses the Aurora. Who's
in the office for Carlos. We went to a Christmas party at her house.
Are Carol and Carlos good friends?
Well, if you mean are they more than boss and employee, I don't know. Oh, look where he's turning. He is going to Carol's house. Oh, yes. Pull up here or he'll see us.
I really don't want Mrs. Gorman to see what I expect to see in that little bungalow. So I make her stay in the car. Carlos goes in. Carol, a very blonde young woman, embraces him. The sash on one living room window is open a few inches, and I crouch underneath it and listen.
Any problems?
Just a snoopy private eye. Nothing to worry about. Where's the money?
Down in the cellar.
And the kid?
Still out like a light in the bedroom. Carlos.
Yeah?
Are you absolutely sure? I mean about Lake Union. Won't they find him too soon?
Don't worry. We'll be long gone before he floats to the surface. And before you know it, we'll be soaking up the sun in Mexico with 10 grand in ransom money. And another 40 grand from selling the house, while the cops go crazy looking for a gang of hoodlums that never existed. Except for you, of course, my favorite hoodlum.
Oh, no. Who could that be?
I don't know. Get rid of whoever it is.
Mrs. Gorman, this is a surprise.
Yes, I'll bet it is. Where is he, Carlos?
I don't know what you're talking about, Inez.
Don't play the fool with me. What have you done with my son?
We're just about to go out again and look for him. Maybe you'd like to come along.
He's in a bedroom, Mrs. Gorman.
Oh, no, not you too. Oh, good Lord, man, put that gun down.
Where's the bedroom? Oh, never mind, I'll find it.
And your money is in the cellar.
So, was the boy all right?
He was doped with enough sleeping pills to darn near kill him, but they pumped him out at Harborview, and he's on the mend.
But what about the $10,000 in the shopping bag? Where did that get to?
You remember I told you Carlos took the car out to get gas?
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, he was meeting Carol, and she took the money home, where she put it into neat little packets. $520 bills take quite a bit of space. And Carlos had already drawn out the money from the sale of the house. They were all set to dump Sherwood in Lake Union and catch a flight out of the country, leaving Inez homeless and broke. Well, now I got to report to Mrs. Packard.
Wait. There's one more thing. What made Carlos late to work so he could get that phony phone call?
The night before, he threw all the bread away, so Inez would have to make hotcakes.
The Adventures of Harry Nile are written and produced by Jim French and directed by Pat French, who is heard as Murphy. Larry Albert stars as Harry Nile. In tonight's episode, A Bag of Money, Mrs. Packard was played by Alice Backus. Gary Schwartz was heard as Carlos Gorman. Inez Gorman was played by Rosemary Rice. Carol was Nita Wilson. And the clerk was played by Bill Brooks. The Adventures of Harry Nile is a copyrighted feature of Jim French Productions, Incorporated. This is Jay Green speaking.
Harry Nile Investigations, Murphy speaking. May I tell him who's calling? Oh, just a moment, Mr. Karloff. Call for you, Harry. Mr. Karloff.
Gee, I wonder what Boris wants. Yeah, this is Harry Nile.
And this is Boris Karloff.
You're kidding, right?
How would you like to become famous, Mr. Nile?
I wouldn't. Who is this?
Boris Karloff. And everybody wants to be famous.
Okay, where do you get this Boris Karloff stuff? Every comedian does Karloff impressions better than you do.
Sir, I'll have you know that my dear old Russian mother, who married Leonid Karloff of St. Petersburg, named me Boris.
Is that so? Well, it's been fun talking to you, Boris. Now, isn't it just about time for your shock treatment?
I'm not crazy, Mr. Nile. And to prove it, I've hired a messenger to bring you my book. It's a horror novel called The Crying Corpse. Read it and become famous.
The Adventures of Harry Nile.
quite a while since I ran into one, and I guess I'm due. But I forget the call and go on with the missing persons case I'm struggling with. Until just before noon.
Harry, this package came for you.
Feels like a stack of paper.
A manuscript? Were you expecting a manuscript?
The word is dreading.
Why?
Because the guy who wrote it probably thinks it's the greatest thing since Frankenstein, and I know I'll hate it. Well, I might as well open it.
Have fun.
It's a manuscript, all right. The Crying Corpse by Boris Karloff.
Oh, a murder mystery. I love mysteries.
Oh, yeah? Well, okay. Here, knock yourself out. I leave the stack of typed pages on Murphy's desk. Mine's too crowded as it is. And get back to work in my office. A bit later, I notice I don't hear Murphy typing anymore. Hey, Murph! Murphy, you still among the living? Murphy? Where'd she get to? Didn't hear her go out. Hey, Murphy, everything okay? Holy smoke. Murphy! What's wrong? Murphy, can you hear me? Yeah, I got an emergency. Send an ambulance to the Solomon Building, corner of Main and Occidental, Suite 204. Someone's just collapsed. All I know to do is check her pulse and see that she's breathing. Which she is. But she's face down on the desk blotter with her head on the manuscript. I guess she was reading it when she collapsed. All kinds of thoughts go through my mind. Stroke? Heart attack? But then she stirs a little and raises her head. Oh, Murphy, are you all right?
No. What happened?
You passed out.
I did? I fainted?
Yeah. You must have been reading that guy's manuscript when you keeled over.
The manuscript? Oh, Harry, it's horrible.
Yeah, well, what can you expect from an amateur?
No. I mean, it's so gruesome. I could almost see and hear and even feel like the victim.
Well, I called an ambulance. We're going to get you to a hospital. When the medics come and check her over, they can't find anything physically wrong with Murphy. And by now she says she's feeling fine and wants to go back and work the rest of the day. I take the manuscript into my desk, intending to toss it in the incinerator, when Boris calls me again.
Have they delivered my book yet?
Yeah, whatever you wrote in it made my associate faint.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's the highest praise a horror writer can get. But I meant for you to read the book, Harry. If you read it, you can become as famous as Orson Welles after the War of the Worlds broadcast.
Okay. What's in it for you? Publicity?
Why, of course. Read chapter 1, then call me up and tell me what you think. My phone number is on the title page. For now, happy reading.
Hey, I'm in the investigation business. I'm not about to help you promote your book. Hello? Hello? Listen, Murphy, if this nut calls again, I'm out of the office and you can't reach me. Just get rid of him as fast as you can.
It's past 5 o'clock, Harry.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Well, look, you go see a funny movie tonight, Murph, okay? And you just forget this creep in his book. My car is at a lot 2 blocks up Main at the corner of 2nd, just across the street from the skinny white shaft of the 42-story Smith Tower. As I get to that corner, something catches my eye. Something dark, plummeting down the face of the tower. And in the next moment, I hear women screaming. Now I realize what I saw. Somebody fell or jumped out of the building. I hustle across the street, and there's already a dozen people standing there, and more arriving every second. They skid to a stop when they see what's on the sidewalk. Then they step back as blood rolls toward their shoes like an incoming tide.
Comes the police car. Okay, everybody stand back. Come inside, please. Go inside.
I seen him jump. He come out of the corner.
All right. I'm going to ask you all to go about your business. There's nothing more to see here.
Hey, Bill. Bill Barnett.
Oh, hi, Harry.
Yeah, anything I can do to help?
I hate these things. You see him do it?
I was across the street.
Any of your people know who this man is?
You're standing in the blood, officer.
deal they had last night over at Smith Tower. You see this morning's P.I., Harry?
No, I haven't seen it. I was there. I saw the guy fall.
No lie. Did he jump, or was he pushed?
Who knows? He's just as dead either way.
Yeah. Well, paper said he was 36, I believe.
That's so. I couldn't tell.
Yeah. Says he was a lawyer. Had an office up in the tower, I guess he...
Well, I'll grab a paper later. I gotta get to work.
You want to take mine? I'm done with it.
Okay, if you're sure.
But I should warn you.
Huh?
I did the crosswords already.
Hey, Murphy, how you feeling? Did you see a funny movie like I told you?
Well, it was nice of you to suggest it, Harry, but I didn't feel like it. So I went home and went to bed. And then this morning I turned on the radio and I heard all about the suicide. Harry, it was only 2 blocks away from here.
I know, I saw it happen.
Oh, no. You saw it?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, our old buddy Bill Barnett was the first cop on the scene.
Excuse me. Harry Nile Investigations. Is this Mr. Karloff? Well, I'm sorry, but Mr. Nile hasn't come in yet.
Good girl.
I really wouldn't know. No, I don't know if he's read any of your book. Yes, all right, I'll tell him. Bye. He wanted to know if you read chapter 1 of his book.
That'll be the day.
What he said was, in light of last night's tragedy, has Mr. Nile read the first chapter?
In light of last night's tragedy?
Uh-huh.
What's chapter 1 about? Isn't that what sent you into a tailspin?
No, I skipped to chapter 3. That's the one I was reading.
Okay, I admit he's got my attention. I'm going to go into my office and read chapter 1. If I pass out, feed me chili until I come around. So I settle into my chair, put my feet on my desk, and start reading the manuscript from the beginning. It's almost like I can hear him telling the story.
The lawyer knew he was caught. No matter what he might do now, fate would destroy him. He stood at the office window, staring down 30 floors to the street. That would be so easy, he thought. The only hard part would be the jump. But after that, there'd be no more problems. None at all.
Weird. This is weird.
And almost unconsciously, he slid open the window. A rush of warm city air flooded into his office. He sat on the corner of his desk and pulled off his shiny black Italian loafers, loosened the knot of his tie, and unbuttoned his shirt. Then, as if a hand were on his back, pushing him, he climbed on to the windowsill. The breeze blew up his trouser legs, making the blue serge flutter. The air is a soft pillow, he thought. He closed his eyes and leaned into the breeze. And the next thing he knew, he was free of the building, free of his troubles, free of the...
Murphy!
What?
Bring me the P.I.
What?
The morning paper.
Here, what's the matter? What are you looking for?
I'm sure I read it. Yeah, here it is. Top of the second paragraph. Mr. Meriden was an attorney with the firm of Stokes, Carr, Boyson, and Kester, with offices on the 30th floor of the Smith Tower. So, chapter 1 tells about a lawyer who jumped from the 30th floor of a building. This is too weird. Call up Bill Barnett.
Well, doesn't he work late? Wouldn't he still be asleep?
Probably, but call him anyway. He's got to hear this.
This had better be important, Harry.
It is. The suicide. You remember how he was dressed?
How he was dressed?
What color suit was he wearing?
You saw him yourself. It was dark blue. Why?
Just checking. What about his shirt? Was it unbuttoned? Was his tie loose?
Let's not talk about the shirt and tie, Harry. They were completely soaked with blood. Now, you want to tell me what this is all about?
Just one more thing. He wasn't wearing shoes, right?
Lots of jumpers take their shoes off before they jump. Don't ask me why. This guy left his sitting on his desk on the 30th floor.
Did you see them?
Yeah, they look brand new. Black loafers with those little tassels on them. Say, what is this? What the well-dressed suicide is wearing this season?
Thanks, Bill. Go on back to bed.
Well, after you called, I couldn't get back to sleep, so I decided to come down here and see what you're up to.
A guy calling himself Boris Karloff sent me an unpublished book he wrote, and in it he describes the suicide in exact detail, just the way it actually happened.
Yeah? What does he want you to do?
I don't know, but Murphy read a different part of the book yesterday, and it scared her so bad she passed out.
It made me feel like it was happening to me.
Can I have a look at it?
Here, the part I read began on chapter 3.
Ooh. Starts right off, doesn't it? You see this, Harry? Chapter 3. I was lying on the gurney, unable to move, and my body was covered with a shroud, and of no further interest to the technicians because, after all, I was dead.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, this guy really knows how to nail you from page 1.
Either that, or he actually witnessed this stuff.
He described the suicide, but when he wrote it, it hadn't happened yet.
So you want me to believe he's psychic? He can foretell what's going to happen?
Or he can make it happen.
Forget it.
Listen to this. It goes on. The only part of my shattered body that could move were my tears. Knowing that I would be taken to the morgue and embalmed, then buried or burned to a powder, great tears welled up in my eyes and ran down my cheeks. But who would see the tears of a corpse being shed under a shroud?
That part really got to me.
Boris wanted to be sure I read chapter 1. The suicide chapter.
Yeah, but he didn't go and push Meriden out the window to make it come true after dressing him in a blue serge suit and black loafers. You've got to face it, Harry, it was all a coincidence. I grant you, an amazing coincidence, but a coincidence.
Wait a minute. Suppose Karloff knew Meriden. He knew what he usually wore to the office.
No, that's too far-fetched.
Finally, after Barnett goes home, I decide to pay a visit to the offices of Stokes, Carr, Boyson, and Kester. It's a pretty big law firm, occupying both the 29th and 30th floors of the building. At the entrance on floor 29, I hand the receptionist my card and ask for the top guy at the company. And soon an older man shows up with a questioning expression, holding my card like it was a dead bug.
Mr. Nile, I'm Floyd Carr, senior partner. What can I do for you?
Well, I happened to witness the tragedy yesterday afternoon.
Yes.
I know this is an unusual thing to request, but I wonder if I could get a copy of Mr. Meriden's client list.
You can't be serious. Absolutely not.
Yeah, well, I figured you'd think I was another lawyer trying to salvage Meriden's business.
Your card says you're a private investigator. Just what is your interest in this tragedy?
Okay. I was given a book, an unpublished manuscript, actually, that described Mr. Meriden's suicide in every detail.
I'm not following.
The book described the suicide before it happened. All I want to do is find out if the author knew Mr. Meriden, like maybe he was a client.
In this book, did he mention Mr. Meriden by name or the firm's name?
No, but he described what Meriden was wearing, that he was an attorney, that he jumped from the 30th floor, and that he was in some kind of trouble.
Sheer fantasy, Mr. Nile. David Meriden was certainly in no sort of trouble. Beyond that, I have no comment. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm sure you understand that we're trying to adjust to these circumstances and get things back to normal.
Sure, I certainly understand. Well, thanks for your time, and you have my condolences.
That's very kind of you. Goodbye.
So I walk back into the hall and take the stairs up to the next floor, slip through a door marked private, and find myself in a big room filled with cubicles. I hear the drone of men busy on their phones behind 5-foot-high partitions. I take off my coat and toss it on a chair, loosen my tie, roll up my shirt sleeves, and I grab a yellow legal tablet from the table and walk through the maze of cubicles, looking busy. No one looks up as I make it to a row of private offices along the far wall. There are names on the doors, and the one labeled Mr. Meriden is standing ajar. I walk in and close it softly behind me and go to work. None of his desk drawers are locked, and it only takes me a minute to find what I came for. A folder with a tab marked Meriden Clients, 1956. Inside are 24 names and addresses. It's a carbon copy, so I don't feel bad about borrowing it. I slip it into the legal pad, but before I leave, I edge over to the window Meriden jumped from and force myself to look down on 2nd Avenue, 30 floors below. It's the last thing Meriden ever saw. My blood runs cold and I shudder. I hate high places.
Hi, Harry.
Hi, Murphy. Guess where I've been?
In David Meriden's office.
How did you know that?
Mr. Carr just phoned from his law firm. He said you'd been snooping in Mr. Meriden's office, and he wants you to return what you took.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Did you take something from his office?
Yeah, this. There are 24 names on this list. I found it in a file folder marked Clients 1956, so I'm assuming it's current.
Why did you take that?
Well, in Karloff's story, the guy committed suicide because he knew he was caught. So it probably involved one of his clients, and I thought I might see if I recognize any of them.
Harry Nile Investigations. One moment, I'll see if he's in. It's guess who again? Are you in or out?
I'll take it. I was going to call him. Mr. Karloff.
Yes, Harry. Are you enjoying my book?
Oh, yeah. I can't put it down.
Please try to sound a little more sincere.
What's on your mind, Boris?
Have you finished reading chapter 2?
As a matter of fact, I haven't started on it yet. I've been too busy trying to figure out how you could have written chapter 1.
Do you mean to say you haven't solved that yet? By this time, I would have expected you to have discovered how this unfortunate lawyer really met his end. But let me give you 3 helpful little words, and then you must read the 2nd chapter.
Okay, what 3 little words?
He was pushed.
Read chapter 2, Harry.
Okay, chapter 2. Moments later, the 2 men slipped back out of their victim's office and lost themselves among the lawyers and paralegals in their cubicles. They had only seconds to wait before voices of alarm echoed up to the 30th floor as staff members passed the news that someone had jumped to his death.
Well, go on.
I need that list of his clients.
Here.
Okay. I want you to look down this list and see if you recognize any notorious names, gangsters, politicians, communists.
Okay, I'll take the first 12 and you do the second 12.
All right. Let's see. McKay? No. Nesbitt? No. O'Callahan? No. Pratt? No. Rand?
But
no.
Pratt, did you say Pratt, P-R-A-T-T?
Yeah. William H. Pratt. Why, you know him?
William Henry Pratt is the real name of the real Boris Karloff.
Then that's the connection I was looking for. Our bogus Boris was writing about Meriden.
Well, then who was the other man who pushed Meriden out of his office window? Didn't he say the 2 men slipped out of their victim's office?
There he is, officer. And look, he's holding the list he stole. Get it from him.
Now hold on a minute, Mr. Carr. Let's see what Mr. Nile has to say.
Okay. The first thing I'd like to say is David Meriden was murdered by one of his clients and another man.
Utter nonsense.
Well, if you're talking homicide, I'll have to take you both over to headquarters and have a detective interview you.
All I asked you to do was help me get my stolen property back. Can't you just take it from him and give it to me?
Tell you what, officer. I think
Pat French as Murphy, with Bill Brooks and Jay Green. Theme music was written and conducted by David Shire. This is Jay Green speaking. The body of a man was found by members of the Seattle Police Force this evening. Officers say it is one of the bloodiest scenes they've ever seen.
Please.
The detective was quoted as saying he'd never seen so much blood. The unidentified victim had been bludgeoned to death with the back of an axe head, then dismembered.
No!
The axe was found at the scene.
Melinda.
No.
Wake up, honey.
I didn't.
Wake up.
I didn't. No.
Melinda.
Shh. Oh, Kathy. Oh.
You're okay. It's all right. Hey, if you're going to wake up screaming from a dream, that's the last
dream. It was just, Kathy, have I been here all night?
Of course you have. Ever since we got back from dinner.
But it was so real. Oh, Kathy, I'm so glad you're here.
The Adventures of Harry Nile. Usually it's a dream achieved by hard work and focused attention. However, it can come with a high price tag. Some people find it too difficult to pay, and some find ways to make others pay.
Before I even tell you why I've come to see you, Mr. Nile, I have to ask. As a private investigator, how private are you really? I don't mean to be insulting. It's imperative this matter be kept totally quiet until such time when it is no longer feasible. So, I ask you again, exactly how private are you?
As much as the law will allow, Miss McGee. I can't give you any other answer than that.
I suppose that's fair enough.
It'll have to be. Now, would you like to tell me why you think you need me?
I've recently been promoted to the position of assistant to the president. That would be David Willis, Jr. of Willis Industries.
Congratulations.
Thank you. The promotion is all the more significant in that I am the first woman to hold it in the company's 75-year history. Because of this, I can't stress enough how important it is that I not be involved in any scandal whatsoever.
Exactly what kind of scandal are we talking about, Miss McGee?
I believe I've murdered someone.
Back to the Adventures of Harry Nile in 1 minute. Now, back to Harry Nile.
I'm sorry. I usually don't. I'm not much for crying. You don't get far in business if you break down in the least little thing.
I wouldn't call murder a little thing. Look, when I said I was as private as the law would let me, well, murder is something I can't keep private. You've got to have to turn yourself in.
I can't.
It's not a matter of can or can't. You have to.
But I can't.
Okay, I'll bite. Why not?
I don't know whom I've killed.
You got my attention.
The night I received my promotion, Kathy and I were out.
Who's she?
My roommate. We share an apartment on Queen Anne. We've always roomed together, even in school. She's my closest and dearest friend. We also work together, so we went to dinner to celebrate.
Do any drinking?
1 glass of wine each with our dinners. When we finished, we went home and I went to bed. I wanted to get a good night's sleep because I would start the new job the next day.
And Kathy?
She went to her room to record a letter to her mother.
To do what?
Her mother's blind. She tape records her correspondence. Like I said, I went to bed and I fell asleep almost immediately. But shortly after that, it happened.
It?
I was sitting in the living room, I think. Yes, I was sitting in the living room listening to the newscaster, Robert Griffin. I always listen to him. He was describing an awful murder scene, and suddenly I was there at the scene. The axe was in my hand. I was covered with blood, and that poor man, he was...
All right, now wait a minute. Come on. You went to sleep in your bedroom. Then you were in your living room, and then you were at a murder scene. How?
When I saw the blood, I started to scream, and that's when Kathy woke me.
This was a dream.
No, Mr. Nile, it wasn't. Well, it was, but I know it wasn't. It was so real, so... Have you ever had a dream that left you waiting for the police to knock on your door? Left you with guilt so heavy you could barely move? Have you ever had the same dream night after night after night? I'm afraid to go to sleep. I'm afraid to wake up. The guilt is unbearable. I know I killed that poor man as sure as I know I'm sitting here talking to you.
Well, if you're so convinced, why don't you go to the police?
I told you I don't know who he was or when I killed him.
Wow, that's quite a story. Do you think she really killed someone?
My gut says no. Who in their right mind would think they've committed murder?
Maybe she's not in her right mind.
No. She's as sane as us, I think. Look, you've read up on all this psycho mumbo-jumbo. What do you think?
Well, maybe subconsciously she's trying to sabotage her own success.
Oh, that's just plain stupid.
It's a very valid theory.
Not the theory, but as a reason to commit murder. She's not a stupid woman.
There are plenty of variations on this theory. That she did do it, but blocked it out until now, when the guilt over getting promoted has made her remember what she did.
Now I'm sorry I asked.
Fine. I can get the books for you and you can read them yourself. There are plenty of records corroborating people who...
That's it.
Pardon me?
The newscaster in her dream, Robert Griffin. He hasn't been in Seattle long, has he?
1 year, I think.
Then the murder must have been committed within the last year.
Well, how do you know she didn't hear him in the last town he worked in or while she was on vacation?
Do you remember the newscasters you listen to when you're on vacation?
Well,
Never mind. You probably do. Look, let's just concentrate on the past year. Tomorrow morning before you come in, stop by the library or the newspaper morgue
and check over axe murders in the last year.
Unsolved murders. Better yet, unsolved bludgeoning murders. Newscast mentioned an axe, but say the victim was bludgeoned to death.
Are you going to check the police files?
No. Now, I'm not going to go to them for the same reason she didn't. Till I've got a dead body on my hands, I'm not mentioning dreams. Murphy, will you answer that? Murphy? She must be at the library. Harry Nile investigation. Who? Yeah. Hey, look, is she okay? Oh, what's that address again? All right, I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Morning. Who's calling so early?
That was Kathy Keene, Miss McGee's roommate. Seems Melinda had another dream last night, but this one was different. This time she saw who she killed.
Harry, wait.
Not now.
But the unsolved murders over the past year, I've got...
You found something?
Well, there's only one unsolved case. David Willis Sr., 1 year ago as of yesterday. And he was beaten to death.
With the back of an axe?
A blunt instrument. They never found the weapon or the murderer.
Are you Harry Nile?
You must be Miss Keene.
Yes. Melinda's in the kitchen. I'm glad you're here. I've got to get to work.
Kathy, is that Mr. Nile?
Sure thing. Look, go easy on her, Mr. Nile. She's had an awful night. I probably shouldn't say this, but I think this is all because of the job. She's got a lot of stress, and she always has bad dreams when she drives herself too much.
Kathy!
See you later. She'll be okay, really.
Good morning.
I'm afraid I'm not very presentable. Can I get you some coffee?
No, I'll get it.
The cups are in the side cupboard.
All right. Your roommate seems very concerned about you.
I don't know what I'd do without her. She watched over me all night last night.
Did you manage to get any sleep at all?
Not really. Did Kathy tell you I saw his face?
Yeah, when she called.
Yeah, it was...
Let me guess. David Willis Sr.?
How did you know? I didn't tell her that.
It's the only unsolved murder in Seattle in the last year.
Oh my gosh, I really did do it. But I don't remember. Yeah, I must have. How could I feel this certain if I hadn't? But I don't remember it. I just want this awful guilt to stop. Will you come with me to the police?
No.
Why not?
Well, there are a few things I'm not clear on. For instance, how did you kill him?
I told you.
No, you told me what you heard in the dream, but how did you kill him? Describe it to me.
I beat him with the axe.
You beat him with the back of an axe head. Why didn't you hit him with the blade? You remember having the axe in your hand. Why hit him with the back of it?
I don't know.
What kind of axe was it?
What difference does it make?
I don't know yet. Was it one of those short ones like a tomahawk, or was it one used for chopping wood, or maybe one like the firemen used?
I don't know what kind it was. It was an axe.
Where did you get it from?
It must have been the one at the end of the office hall in the fire alarm box.
Willis was killed at home.
Maybe he had an axe there.
Did you even know him?
Of course I did. I knew him very well. I've worked for the company for 8 years.
It's a big company. Not everyone knows the president well. How is it you do?
We hold an annual talent show among the employees. That's how I got to know him. And when his assistant needed a secretary, Mr. Willis promoted me.
Did you ever make a pass at you?
Mr. Nile!
The police will ask the same questions.
Of course they will. Women don't succeed otherwise.
So, Willis Sr. never made a pass at you, but he did promote you. Well, there's not very much to go on motivation-wise.
Pardon me?
You didn't have a reason to kill him.
Not at all.
It's possible No, probably not.
What? What? Tell me.
Well, maybe you saw the murder happen.
Well, I know I would have called the police if I had seen such an awful thing.
Maybe not. Maybe it was so awful that you, what was it Murphy said it was, oh yeah, blocked it out of your memory.
Is that possible?
I don't know. But it seems to me that being the first female assistant to the president of a company would be pretty stressful. Maybe it's a kind of shell shock.
Like soldiers from the war.
Yeah.
But if I saw it, and if I'm starting to remember it, I have to go to the police.
It's an awful lot of ifs to base a visit to the police on.
Then what do you suggest I do?
Tell me about the new dream.
Must I?
Was anything the same? Do you start out in the living room listening to the broadcast and then find yourself at the scene?
Yes and no. I hear Robert Griffin's voice again, but it's far away. I'm not really anywhere. I just hear the voice and it pulls me in. He talks about the murder, how the man...
He doesn't mention a name?
No, never a name, just the victim. That's what he says, the victim. He describes the scene, how much blood, how the man was beaten and dismembered.
How much do you weigh, Miss McGee?
What? 107, why?
And about how tall are you?
5 feet 1.5 inches. Would you also like to know my shoe size?
Only if I think it's important to the case. You're what's called...
Petite.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
How big was Willis Sr.?
He had a very commending presence, at least 6'3", very robust.
And you're petite. Okay. So all you hear in the dream is the newscast, right?
Yes, like in the first dream. The same scene described over and over, but last night it was like I was following him.
I don't understand.
It was like he was telling me step by step what was happening and what I was doing, and I was following along until I saw Mr. Willis's face. Hello? Yes. Yes, tell them I'll be there shortly. That was work. People are waiting for me at the office. What should I do? Go there or to the police?
There you are. How is Miss McGee?
Well, she's pretty shook up. She thinks the man she killed is David Willis Sr.
Her old boss?
How did you know?
While I was at the newspaper morgue, I looked up the business pages from a couple of weeks ago and I read all about her promotion. Here's a copy of it.
Wow, big headlines.
Mr. Nile?
Oh, yeah, hello. Miss Keene, this is my associate, Murphy.
Hello. I'm sorry to drop in on you this way. Melinda thinks I'm running errands for my boss, but I have something I think you should hear.
Well, this is an expensive recorder.
Oh, not for me. My dad works for the company, employee discounts and all that. Melinda told you my mother's blind?
Yeah, and that you send tapes back and forth instead of letters.
Yes. Last week, I sent a tape, and I got it back in the morning mail with a note from my dad. I listened to the tape right away on my lunch hour and thought I'd better bring it straight to you. Here's Dad's note. What you need to hear is halfway through the tape. It's real soft-like, so I have to play with the volume.
Sweetie, Mom's wondering if you're trying to play a joke on her. She wouldn't tell me what was on the tape, but said to ask you if you're trying to scare her, Dad.
Just about here. That's pretty much it, Mom. I'll try and call this Sunday. Love from me and Mel. And now listen to this part.
Detective was quoted as saying he'd never seen so much blood. The unidentified victim had been bludgeoned to death with the back of an axe head, then dismembered. The axe was found at the scene, but no...
Oh, my gosh.
That sounds like Melinda's dream.
I know, exactly like it. And it repeats over and over until the end of the tape. I've got another tape at home, and you know what? I'll bet it's got her new dream on it.
Any idea how that broadcast got on here?
I check every tape that goes out to my mom. But this one I didn't check. I started to, but I fell asleep when I started replaying it. Usually when I do that, Melinda pounds on the wall and tells me to turn the recorder off.
She can hear you record?
Oh, not record, just play back. Her bedroom is next to mine. For some dumb reason, the tapes sound louder in her room than they do in mine.
So she ends up listening to your letters.
Until, like I said, she pounds on the wall and wakes me up so I can turn the recorder off.
Or until the dreams reflect what you're recording.
Wow. I never thought of that. She did wake up screaming the night I recorded this. And I never did listen to all of it. I just rewound it and sent it to Mom.
Anyone else know how your tape recorder is set between the bedroom?
Melinda's, well, she wants to go far in the company, and she believes hosting parties and social get-togethers and stuff at the apartment will help. Now that she's gotten a promotion, she wants to get a really nice apartment. Anyway, people from the office come over frequently. You don't think someone from work did this?
About how long is that newscast?
2 minutes at the most.
About as long as a suggestion whispered in your ear.
A suggestion, Harry?
Yeah, like the hypnotists in those nightclubs.
The ones that make people cackle like chickens when someone snaps his fingers?
Oh, my. That happened to Melinda once. And she wasn't even on stage. She was in the audience.
Has anyone that you know of used the recorder lately?
Oh, everyone. I've been taking it to the office so people could practice for the talent show. Wait a minute. You mean someone recorded this at work? You mean it could just be part of their act? Oh, my gosh. That's wonderful. Oh, my. Oh, that's just... Oh, I could kiss you. Melinda will be so relieved. I have to get back to the office and tell her.
Well, this may not be the case.
Oh, of course it is. Oh, it's so clear. If I hadn't fallen asleep, none of this would have happened. You are wonderful.
Do you mind if I keep this tape?
You bet. I surely don't want it in the apartment. Matter of fact, I think you should destroy it.
I don't know about that.
Well, you're not really going to listen to it, are you?
No, I just want it for my files.
Oh, okay. Well, I just asked because it still has my letter to my mom on it. Oh, that's okay. It's just girl stuff.
Harry Nile will be right back.
How many times are you going to listen to that awful tape?
Until I figure out what's wrong here.
There's nothing wrong. It's all a horrible mistake.
Really?
Oh, you're turning into a cynic.
Really?
Oh, stop saying that. And don't tell me you think someone recorded that message on purpose.
You think it was an innocent mistake?
Well, of course it was. To think someone would do that deliberately. Oh, Harry, that's just awful.
Yeah. I don't know that I really believe it could happen.
Why don't you take a nap while the tape is playing and see what kind of dreams you have?
I was thinking of trying that. Maybe I will.
Well, just make sure you have that recorder back to the rental company first thing in the morning, or you're going to have to pay a higher fee.
Good night, Murphy.
Mr. Nile! Oh, please, come in. How wonderful to see you. I was going to stop by your office tomorrow with a check. Kathy and I are having a little celebration. Kathy, put out an extra plate. Mr. Nile is here. Would you like coffee with your cake?
No, not going out to dinner to celebrate, huh?
Not this time. We're staying home in our cozy little apartment.
Home sweet home.
You bet.
I'll get my checkbook, Mr. Nile. This is one bill I'll be very happy to pay.
You didn't say if you wanted cake and coffee.
To tell you the truth, I just stopped by to return this.
Oh, that. I really don't want it.
You should probably destroy it. It's got some interesting things on it. Murphy didn't want me to pay a higher rental fee on the tape recorder, so she suggested I listen to the tape while I nap, see if it had the same effect on me as it did Melinda.
Did it?
Oh, yeah, it did. You know, you really should have erased the angry complaint to your mother about Melinda becoming too big for her britches and wanting to move into a bigger, more expensive place now that she's making executive wages.
I have every right to be angry about that. I can't afford to move. She thinks she doesn't need me around, but she does.
How did you learn to do this?
I got stuck at the dentist's office one day. The only magazines he had were these scientific ones. I saw this article about people trying to stop smoking and...
Why didn't you just suggest she not move? Better yet, why not just talk to her?
Oh, there's no talking to her. She just lets her ambition get in the way of everything, even our friendship. I wasn't going to let that happen.
Who recorded the message for you?
Guy from the mailroom. I told him I was writing a radio mystery for the talent show. He was willing to audition.
You know, I always thought hypnotists were cruel with their silly jokes, but they can't hold a candle to you. To deliberately terrify your best friend.
Are you going to tell her?
I think you should do that. She might even surprise you.
Tell me what? Kathy?
Why did she do it?
She didn't want to be left alone. I guess she figured if Melinda felt she needed her, she wouldn't leave.
But why use David Willis Sr.'s murder?
The personal connections. And there had been plenty of publicity. Looks like the poor old guy's murder's going to go unsolved for a bit longer.
He wasn't really dismembered, was he?
That was a little too much embellishment on the part of the dream writer. You know, I can't see Melinda McGee lifting the kind of axe it would take to just...
I get the picture. But what really tipped you off that it wasn't an innocent mistake?
Kathy wasn't having nightmares. I had a whopper of a bad dream when I fell asleep listening to that tape, and if it happened to me, the only way Kathy wouldn't have had a nightmare was if she hadn't been asleep. And if she hadn't been asleep and heard the tape, then why didn't she stop it? Unless she was playing it deliberately.
Oh, that's terrible. But you know something? This reminds me of an article I read a couple of weeks ago. It was about spies and brainwashing and subliminal messages delivered to people in such a way they didn't know it was happening at all.
Sounds like you two have the same dentist.
What?
Never mind.
But I was thinking, though, could you imagine if a government tried to do something like that? Oh, but they wouldn't do that. That'd be silly. Wouldn't it?